Welcome back to another episode of What the F***. And on today's episode, Kyle's lost his hair. He wants to be like me. That gearbox took such a toll on him, he lost his hair. But, with that being said, it's starting to look like a gearbox again. Hey, look at that. Kyle's been putting them hours in, getting that work done, getting it all put back together again. Hopefully gear one is still where it's supposed to be. So, how far, what you got left on the gearbox now? Do you still know, or are you just working as it goes now?
Nah, I know. I got to install the shift forks.
Yep.
Shift rods.
Yep.
I've got to, so there's another plate which goes over here. There and there is where the thrust washers are going to sit, the thrust bearing, sorry.
Yeah.
That stops the shaft going like that. On this side you've got another 2 roller bearings which are on another plate. The oil pump still goes on that side. So I've got oil pump, thrust bearings, 2 bearings, back plate, couple of, I mean, that's about it really. Couple of cops for the drive shafts. Check a few more tolerances, it should be all good. I measured a lot of it up. New synchro rings. You have to build this synchro sleeve in the box.
Yeah, that was a bitch, wasn't it?
What a fucking nightmare.
I remember when he was taking it out, it was just like little bits coming out here, little bits
springs,
there.
little bearings, little pivots, thing it is. But yeah, it's there, man.
It's there.
It's there, and it looks a ton nicer than.
Oh, 100%.
You know what? Hold on, what I'm gonna do.
So yeah.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
Oh yeah, so we get to see a little picture. It's been hard to try and film like back to back while he's been doing this. A lot of this stuff takes time, so a lot of concentration.
So if you look inside that box there.
Yep. So that's obviously the gearbox now. Obviously,
show you a picture
diff, got all your gears and everything.
So look at the state of it.
Yeah.
What the hell is even that?
It was manky, innit?
Look.
Oof. We actually found pieces of the bearing inside there as well, didn't we? Like shards and stuff, yeah.
What actually happened was the 2 bearings that sit on this outer casing here, they're the thrust bearings, so they stop the shaft from moving like that.
Yeah.
If they're bouncing around, so your gears, your synchro sleeves, your synchros, all of it. So the actual bearing cages had failed, which allowed the shaft to bounce left and right. So what it did was damaged. Basically all the synchro sleeves have been battering each other, certain washers had battered, shims had battered, metal had gone into other bearings and just destroyed them. So yeah, that was the failure point, was basically them 2 cages had basically failed. But at the same time, I strongly believe that the ring nuts,
These nuts? Got him!
which are notorious on these, to come loose. Because if that comes loose, that's going to allow that shaft to bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
So when I took this side casing off, they were actually loose. They wasn't tight. Basically, I think Ferrari engineers, these all hand built in Maranello in the 90s. All these Ferraris were built there. So depending on which engineer built it, they didn't basically tap. So you can see this one here.
Yeah.
You see that groove there? What you're supposed to do is make a notch. So once you tighten it up, you're supposed to batter that down.
Yeah.
So it goes in there. I mean, you can see this one, look.
Nothing, yeah.
There's not, you can see it's not been battered down. They're quite lazy. So what they used to do is get a little hammer and go, that'll do.
2,000 years later.
I think it was generally between 91 and I think 93 or 94 is the ones that were prone for this happening. It's like they just couldn't be asked and they just like, that'll do. So yeah, for anyone out there with a Ferrari 348, I'd be damn well check your ring nuts, man, because when ring nuts come loose, you get catastrophic failure. Quite fortunate for me, I got no damage to nothing like super of importance, because a lot of this stuff is discontinued. You can't actually buy it no more, i.e. the gears, certain bearings you can't buy no more. It's been hell, but luckily for me, I have no damage to none of the teeth on the gears or anything. So quite fortunate, because you can't find it. You can't find it. Otherwise, it'd have been in a gearbox, and that's like 10 to £15,000 for a gearbox. I mean, and even then, you'd have to open it up to see what's actually if they're loose on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So remember, anybody out there with a Ferrari, check your nuts. Super engine is on the, I was gonna say ground, but it's on the tile.
Not me!
Yeah.
The engine's on the ground.
Yeah, for a change, he's not on the ground. The engine is on the ground. So, everything's pretty much built up, except the fact that yesterday I went to put the belt on, and it seems that the threads in the actual tensioner have shredded. So we need to replace this now again, the tensioner. Luckily for us, I think, just behind that door there's a cabinet with a bucket load of parts. I might actually show you guys, it's like fucking Narnia, with all the stuff that me and Kyle have collected over the years.
JZ related.
Yeah, is in there. And a little bit of a VG, some 300 ZX bits in there. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is obviously remove this plate. I'm gonna get the gearbox out. Now this has got the V161 gearbox in it. Fucking weighs a ton. So what I'm gonna do is get the gearbox out, get that set up here on the ground, get the clutch assembly and all that refitted back in, and then basically get the box bolted back on, and then we're gonna just basically go over everything once more just to make sure everything's nice and tight, make sure we've not missed anything anywhere, because right now it's so much more easier to handle stuff. Once this is back in the car, it's a lot more difficult to get to. Obviously, like, imagine trying to get to pipes like this or anything over there, or any bolts that you've missed over there. So, you know, things like that are really ideal to deal with now. So I'm gonna get all that done, gonna get the gearbox on, and yeah, so we just thought I'd give you guys an update. Gearbox is on the go, which means soon back on the Ferrari. And then obviously this will then go off again to, where was it?
Preston.
Preston, yeah, go back to Preston, which this time around I'm gonna see if I can go with Kyle, and maybe we can do some filming down there, where the engineer is gonna finish doing his
Pipe work.
pipe work.
So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to draw up, do some CAD drawing on the charge cooler tanks,
Yeah,
draw
that's
them
the one,
up, and then we'll end up laser cutting them up, and then basically, weld them all up. Weld the tanks up, weld them to the actual core,
Yeah.
mount the core, and then from the core, then we can do the pipe work off that, finish off the exhaust, and then it'll come back here, wiring loom time,
Yes.
injectors, fuel pressure regulators, and then sit here for a good few hours with the laptop,
Yes.
create my base map, and turn the key, see what happens.
Yeah. So it's all happening. It's all happening. Sun's out. Cars need to get ready.
Yeah.
We need to get this shit done. And then we need to make some money again because. So appreciate you guys. That was just a little update video. And yeah, Carl's gonna finish off his usual work, his general jobs. I'm gonna get back on with this gearbox, and then we'll be back sometime tomorrow. Catch you guys then. Before I do end the video, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys the clutch that we're gonna be fitting on this. It is a 3-piece clutch. So you've got basically flywheel, which obviously we need to bolt up, and then you got obviously all the clutch plates. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then obviously the housing there. And you need a special alignment toolkit. So what happens is basically that tool will fit through there, so that when we fit everything on, it'll basically make sure that it's completely 100% aligned. So the tool sort of looks similar to this, but this is obviously for a 5-speed. This is a 6-speed. And what would happen essentially is that would obviously go through there, and then as it goes through, it would obviously
lock into there like that. Don't mind the customization of this one, but yeah, generally that's how it would look, and it'd go through there, and then that would make sure that the clutch is 100% central, so that when we put the gearbox on, this shaft, the input shaft, will slot in perfectly, and then obviously that will go into there, kind of like, well, you know. So yeah, I thought that would be quite cool just to show you guys. So I'm going to get this fitted on. I'm going to have to borrow the tool because we don't have the 6-speed tool. And yeah, that'll probably be a tomorrow job. So I'll get to show you guys putting that in and getting that lined up. And then yeah, so now we'll end the video.